What made you move to Berlin? Was it you said you kind of said because of the societal things, but what was like what was the number one thing that made you move to Berlin?
I think that I was well. I tried to get into the university in Freiburg for a couple tries to this grad program that was
Mhm.
really high in demand. It was a long shot for me to try it, but after a couple tries, I thought, I've been doing music for decades now, and I love it. I think I was thinking of trying to just do a little career change and get a job that makes more money and stuff. But I was like, whatever. I've been putting a lot of work my whole life into just working at a performance career,
Mm.
and Berlin's got that going on.
Oh yeah.
Freiburg did not, so there was not very many opportunities to play music there or do acting and stuff and do live performance. So I came up here as a draw for the big city, of the what I call the Berlin nightlife circus,
Ah.
where there's just so much stuff going on here. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like it's even overwhelming, like this whole phenomenon that some people experience, where you get here and then you want to do all the stuff, and then you're doing all the stuff, and then you get burnt out because you're doing so much stuff, and then you need to just take some time to chill and do nothing for a few weeks because you're just like, dude, oh my God, like there's
Yeah.
so much stuff happening all the time. It's very it can be overstimulating, But when it totally worked. Now, I'm so happy with it. It's so cool. When I first came here, I was actually doing stand up also for the first 3 years I was here.
Wow.
And then when I had my kid, I had to kind of focus on. I was doing a lot of stuff, and then I had to focus on just doing certain stuff. I'd gotten back into doing improv after taking a long time off of it, but I used to do improv frequently when I was younger, and I got back into it here. I took some classes, and I thought improv would help my stand up. I basically took improv classes to help with my crowd work,
Mm.
and then as I was taking the improv classes, I was just like, dude, I miss improv and I miss the stagecraft of it. I miss how that's a little more linked into the theater world. And
Yeah.
so because as time becomes limited after you become a parent, I was like, okay, let's lock it in and just work on improv and doing rock and roll music, and that's going to be like the two things. But I started doing like musical stand up here, and as you know, man, like the stand up scene alone in Berlin is like just so explosive. There's so much going on, let alone everything else, music nights and whatever else, dance, art performance, all that stuff. There's so much of it. It's nuts.
It's crazy. And then, you came here during 2016, so things are probably a lot different than it is now.
Yeah, I moved to Berlin in 2019, so I had one solid pre-COVID year in Berlin.
Ah, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, he's in Freiburg,
yeah, I was in
2016.
Freiburg for 3 years, and but yeah, they were a little different. But you know, I'm actually uh, quite happy with how a lot of the performance nights and events in Berlin are even after COVID, on this side of COVID, are still really well attended. A lot of
Mm.
people go out to enjoy live entertainment in Berlin. That's something I really love about it. In Portland, when I was there, I was in a rock band, and sometimes you'd go your band would be playing, or you'd go see other bands or whatever, and the crowd could be sparse even if the band was like really awesome, and it should have kind of a more of a draw, and I've
Mm.
heard some friends in Ireland, my friends of mine in Ireland, say the same thing. They're like, it's hard to get people out in Ireland and stuff,
Wow.
but here, like, I think people come here and they want to go out to
Mhm.
have their entertainment, to have some live entertainment. It keeps the pond full of life here, the
Yeah.
stimulation and it was like that before COVID. And I remember thinking, oh, I wonder if that'll change. But now, as things have kind of reemerged, when I go out to see things or do things, there's often very a lot of people there. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's very as you said, it's very explosive here, a lot of people support art here. like as a person who lived in New York City for a while, and that's where I started comedy, did acting, improv. I did improv. I did clown.
Really? Did you do,
Yeah.
like, professional clowning?
I guess professional. I did classes, yeah. So I
Awesome.
went to this guy. He basically studied under Gaulier in Paris,
Okay.
that clown school, Gaulier, Philippe Gaulier in Étampes,
I take it
France.
that's a famous clown? I don't know my clowns.
Yeah, if you know Dino and Vigo, let me see who some other people. Sasha Baron Cohen.
Oh,
Um,
he has background in clowning too. That makes
yo,
sense. That
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah. I mean, that dude's a complete. But being out there, like art is supported only in the guys that if you're famous or if you're at that level where you should be supported, it
Mm,
makes sense to. Then people will,
hmm.
but it won't support you at the starting level, i.e. And when I say support, just like coming out to the show, right?
Yeah.
And it even come down to like some of your family, friends. That's a common thing of a performer in the states of like you tell your friends and stuff, hey, come out to my show this time. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then
Yeah,
don't
and then you're
come.
like, where were you at my show? You said you'd come to the show."
Yeah, I was kind of busy. I was watching Jeopardy, and then I just couldn't make it. I had popcorn. I didn't want to get it cold.
It was slightly raining, so, you know.
Yeah, hydroplaning. That's dangerous. That's a thing. And you're like, all right. But
Yeah.
here, I mean, that was the thing that made me move here to Berlin. People were like, oh, I like the thing you're doing. Where else can I see you? And then
Yeah.
actually come for real. And you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you mean, and I always feel like so much gratitude for it. It's like after years in the States of that struggle and then becoming sort of almost calloused to it, and
Yeah.
then you're here, and then I actually did like my first show since my son was born. Again, I focused only on improv and rock band for the last 2 years, and then I did my first kind of solo show where I was doing a lot of my own stuff on my acoustic guitar just a couple
Mm,
weeks ago, the first one since my son was born. So
nice.
I was really it was a really big deal for me, and I wanted people to come and then they did. And at the end, sometimes I get a little bit like gushing, I'm like, Be conscious of your gushing, Jake. Do not gush. Do not give the thanks too much. It'll make it awkward."
Do not gush.
Because I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Like, I love you guys so much. It means so much to me. Like, really. I just want people to know that I'm not bullshit and I'm just not fake. It's not flattery. It's like when they all come out, you're really like that really, really means so much to me. It is,
Yeah.
you put so much work into it, so much hours and hours of work in your heart and your soul. And then when people come and support and they're enjoying what you're doing, you're just like, this is so, so cool and so rewarding and so different from
So
how it
different.
used to be.
It's like you gotta pull people's teeth for them maybe to come out in the States.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, yeah, the shows are not okay. That's interesting that you mentioned that's like that in New York too, though, because I
Oh
mean,
yeah. I mean New York, because also New York that has a thing of where there's like the best of the best goes there. So like on any block you can find like the best of the best. I mean, there's even people that busk and they're
mhm,
like almost award winning back in the day, like singers, but they just
mhm,
have fell on bad times, things happen, but they can really sing. Like you can feel it. But ain't nobody putting a dollar into the bucket. I mean,
yeah,
literally, people be standing, but oh my gosh, you were so great. Thank you. Yeah, my subway just came in, so I'll see you later. Bye. And then just go in and be like,
yeah,
how much did it touch you that you couldn't take out some at least a
like
dollar or
a
two?
dollar. I know, yeah, man. Oh man, I did busking for a long time too, so
Oh, really?
I know the pain. Yeah.